Gabb Wireless has a new generation of safe smartwatches for kids. Welcome back to Techstination. I'm Fred Fishkin. Joining us from Gabb Wireless is founding partner and VP of Marketing, Lance Black. Good to see you again, Lance.
Fred, great to see you again. Thank you for having me on.
Well, you've been creating mobile solutions for kids that are safer and give parents some peace of mind. Give us a little background.
Yeah. Back in 2018, we saw the need that there was, there was a lot of cell phone options for parents to give kids, but none of them we felt were safe. And so we set out to develop a phone that was the world's first safe phone for kids. Basically, it was a smartphone that didn't have any access to the internet or unsafe apps or especially harmful social media. But yet all the things that kids want and need, right? Like a camera and calling and texting. And that really took off. We sold our first device in August of 2019. I guess that's been over 4 years now. The mom and dad and parent community just really embraced that as a solution for, oh my gosh, I don't need to give them a full-fledged smartphone. I can give them a phone that is safer. So that's allowed us to have, hundreds of thousands of customers all over the United States. We've evolved as well into a watch, which we'll probably talk a little bit about today, that we're super excited that we launched last night. And this watch would target the younger child, where the parent wants to stay connected to their kid because of their activity, dance, football, playing down the street, whatever it may be, school. But still feels that they're safely connected because there's no harmful apps or access to the internet. There's no way a predator, for example, could get access to them because of the parent managed contact list. But we're also a software company, so we in addition to being a hardware and phone company and watch company, we also have products like a filtered messenger product that is on all of our devices, where we can filter the types of communication and report certain dangerous communications to the parent. We have a music service that we partnered with the top 3 labels in the music industry, and we have streaming and on-demand music. Think Spotify, but safe for our kids. So. Lots of fun things happening at Gabb. I think at a high level, Fred, we've defined the safe tech for kids space, and we're constantly innovating.
Really interesting. So let's talk about the new Gabb Watch 3. We're calling it a watch, but it's a phone too. Tell us about the features.
Yeah. So you nailed it. We call it the safe phone kids wear. Because it is a phone. It calls and texts, but it's something you put on your wristwatch, or excuse me, on your wrist. So it's the Gabb Watch 3. So this is our 3rd generation watch. I mentioned in 2019 we came out with our phone. A year later we came out with our 1st generation watch. Kids loved it. Parents just loved it. They could keep track of their kids and allow them to call grandma and grandpa or mom and dad or brother or sister. So it combines a safe call and text platform. It has GPS tracking. We've got about 10 safe apps on there that kids, from health to activity, the types of apps that the kids would love and can use. And we're very sensitive around screen time. So, we don't, we've got some controls there that help the kids stay so they're not addicted to their watch. But it's got a keyboard on it. So our first versions of the watch, you could the way you'd send a message to your parents there were some predefined text messages, hi, or I'm home, and I love you. Now on this version we've got a little 9-pad keyboard. We also have voice to text, so the kids can talk into it. It would translate it into a text message and send it. So it's a full-fledged communication device without the dangers that may come with a communication device.
And I guess the same issues that there are with phones, kids go to school, and they may or may not be allowed to have anything connected with them, especially if it has games on it. So how do you deal with those issues? I know you've thought about that.
Well, yeah. So schools, face these issues all across the nation. Like, hey, we get these kids that come in our school, and how do they? And they're addicted to their devices. And I believe most of those concerns are generally, uh, you know, aimed towards smartwatches, or excuse me, smartphones, and some of the challenges that parents face there and teachers face in managing a classroom. But the nice thing about our watch is it's pretty non-interruptive. The child still has the ability to text or call mom or get an important message. Sometimes these messages are important for a child to receive in the middle of the day. So we're pretty big advocates that a child and parent need to be able to stay connected. And then I think a parent and a child can have kind of ground rules that they establish of appropriate tech use in the school that's comfortable for the parent. We are not believers that a kid should take off his watch or turn in his phone as he walks in the classroom, because as we know from recent history events that's happened, these unfortunate events in our nation with shootings and otherwise, we want these kids to feel safe and just be one touch away from their parents.
And having that GPS capability and allowing parents to see where a child is certainly is valuable. There's also, I guess, what I was alluding to is the ability to schedule, I guess, what kids can do with the watch at given times, right?
Yeah, that's correct. There's the parent has the ability to kind of turn on and turn off, if you will, when they can have access to certain things. And so that's another way that in the parent managed school plan that a parent could manage their child's devices is to if you will, just manage those settings. They can set one-time overrides of volume control. They can, I think what you're specifically referring to is focus mode. So, to avoid distractions by turning on, the parent can control the times and settings of the focus mode while still allowing the child to contact primary contacts, right? So this watch has 100 contacts. So in focus mode, the parent can say, hey, during school, you can't talk to your 17 friends, but you can talk to mom and dad and grandma. So there's nice parental controls there, if you will, to help the child in the classroom or in other settings. The parent wants quiet time at home, so the parent's fully in charge of the screen time on this watch. And you mentioned GPS. I wanted to just quickly hit that. One of the really awesome features of the Gabb Watch 3 is this think of like we call it safe zones, but it's a geofence safe zone for notifications. So you can set up a perimeter around the schoolyard, for example, and say, communicate to me, the mom or the dad, when my child either arrives or leaves this specific area. You could set that around, a school, a church, your home, anywhere. So that's a nice peace of mind feature that parents love.
Absolutely. And these are charged wirelessly, which is, I guess, a big plus for families too, that they are able to not have to plug something into the watch physically, right? They just set it on the charger.
Yeah, exactly. So, one of the nice things about having a third generation watch is we learn things from generation 1 and generation 2. And our previous watches had a pin, it was a physical connection. So there was a pin touch that would have to connect with the back of the watch. And kids sweat and they're in dirt, and there might be a little food underneath there, and depending on how active the kid is, and sometimes that pin connection needed a little alcohol swab to kind of clean up, and so that it would recharge. No more. You just lay, much like an Apple Watch, if you will, you just lay it on this magnetic charger, and it just charges wirelessly. Huge benefit. Parents are going to just absolutely love the ease of charge and the no more cleaning of the pins.
Well, you mentioned this and what the watch might be going through. So tell me about the ruggedness of it.
Oh yeah, I love that. So I would be hesitant to use the word indestructible, but because anything's destructible, but we have tested this thing for durability, dropped it from tall distances, and it's just super durable. Specifically, it's built. The watch face is made of Gorilla Glass 3, which is a well-known brand that represents durability and strength. So the watch face itself is made of Gorilla Glass. That means it's going to be harder the screen is going to be harder to break. The watch itself is more durable, but also we have IP68 certification for water resistance. That also adds to the durability. I mean, we necessarily can't use the words waterproof because that has some sort of depth that diving that it needs to support, but let's just say that it's even more splash proof than our last device, and you can get it wet. So the water resistance of IP68, which would be, just for reference, that's the same standard that an Apple iPhone has.
What's the age range that you're targeting here for these, Lance?
Yeah, so the age range we suggest on our website is 5 to 12. We know we have 13-year-olds wearing these, and we know we have 4-year-olds wearing them. So it's really up to the parent when they feel like, little Sally is pretty active and she's out of the home a lot, or she's involved in different activities, and they just want to stay connected. So we have different wallpapers and different themes that allow that, a 6-year-old is very proud to wear it because it's got some themes that would trend younger. And then a 12-year-old that's in middle school or junior high would be proud to wear it because it has some more, mature themes. So we call it, actually, Fred, we call it Tech in Steps. So Gabb, as the safe tech, kind of defining the space of safe tech for kids, we
Did I lose you?
we have a product for every age, right? So you start with Gabb as a family, and you have a watch, and then you can step into our first phone, which would be kind of 9 to 14 years old, if you will, kind of a range there, and then here shortly we'll be launching our next version of our teen phone, which would go 12 plus. So no matter where you are in the age of raising your children, Gabb has a safe tech product for you.
Tell us about pricing for the watch and for the service, how that works.
Yeah. So we launched last night. The pricing is all updated on our site. The device itself is, we're very conscious about being affordable. So we are $149. So to buy the device is $149. The service is a tiered pricing. If the parent decides to choose a 2-year contract, then it's $12.99 a month for the cellular service. That gives you access to the cell towers and the ability to call, and the unlimited calling and texting, the features of that make it a phone. And then the tiers up slightly from there. A 1 year would be $14.99, and if you just wanted to buy the device and go month to month, it's $17.99. a month.
And then the network that you're operating on, I mean, you're creating your own Gabb Wireless here, but as what's known as, I guess, an MVNO.
Yeah, that's correct. We're an MVNO, which most cell companies are. There's only three big ones that have towers all over the United States, and you know who they are. AT&T, T-Mobile, and Verizon. We piggyback off of Verizon, off of one of those. So that's where we get our service.
So widely available. The service is terrific, and the availability is now.
Yes. Yeah, beginning last night at midnight, we rolled live, and you can buy right now, and within 10-ish days, it'll be on your front porch, and you pull it out of the box and turn it on and pair it with the parent device, and you're ready to go immediately. It's already activated.
Well, congratulations on the innovations there. The website for more information is gabb.com, GABB.com. Lance Black, thanks for spending time with us.
Thank you, Fred, for having me.